Yes, is that it? Yes, I am live. I am live. It's showtime, folks. Good evening, and hello to the one person who's watching. Hey, it's Bill, and last time I did a live stream was 2 weeks ago. Had a auction right here in this very room, and auctioned off a bunch of records for a friend of mine, and it was an adrenaline rush, I tell you. Never done anything like this before. Um, I've seen people do online auctions, and I think other people did it better than I did. Um, and now nobody is watching. So, good. What I'm going to do is I am going to check the audio myself. I'm going to bring up my own live stream on my phone here. Let's see what happens. Let's go to YouTube. And let's see. Where's your stuff? Library? Your videos? Let's see, where's my live stream? Where's my live stream? Come on. It's not, oh, it hasn't been published yet. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just going to have to say, oh, hello, DJ Trish, the love goddess of the vinyl community. How you doing? Can you hear me? Just say yes or no. DJ Trish, thank you for tuning in. How you doing? Are you there, Trish? Okay, if it's not Trish out in the audience, if you can hear me, just type yes. Da-da-da-da. Is the audio working? You know what? I may have to bring up. Good, loud and clear. Thank you so much. I keep on forgetting that there's a lag with this stuff. I say something and it takes at least 10 seconds for it to go out into the world. Um, so, really appreciate you tuning in. I've got a private audience. I got DJ Trish in my back pocket. All right. Well, as I was saying, did this auction about 2 weeks ago, and I got a lot of really positive feedback for it. And people said, Bill, you should do a show every week. I don't know if I can do that or not, but I'm going to try and do something on kind of a regular basis. And just going to try different things until it starts working. Last time I had my earbuds in my ear, and I was using that to bring my voice to you. Tonight I got a professional microphone, and we'll see how well that works. Uh, yeah, ever since then, it seems that all of a sudden everybody's doing live streams. Um, I thought that Vinyl Richie was going to do a live stream tonight. And I was keeping an eye out for whether or not he was going to do it, but it looks like he's not going to do it. I like Vinyl Richie a lot. When I first started watching him, I had heard of him and people had talked a lot about his videos. And so I tuned in to a couple of his videos and thought, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? And he really grew on me quickly. And now he's one of my favorite people in the vinyl community to watch. Whenever he puts up something, I pay attention. I enjoy Vinyl Richie's stuff. Um, and who else was doing some streaming? There um, Ron Beaudry, who calls himself Rockin' Ronnie, he was doing stuff for a while, but I don't know, maybe he got tired of it. But I've got a list of things I want to talk about, and we'll see how it goes. Uh, and of course, I'm forgetting a lot of the stuff I was going to say. Lots of real witty stuff I was going to say too. But there's been a little bit of talk. Oh ho ho ho! I just got a message from DJ Trish. Let me put this up on the screen here. Look at this. Are you ready for some more VCLT? DJ Trish sends out uh, mix CDs. I'll tell you what, DJ Trish, I'll make a deal with you. If the next time that you send me one, I've got a mix that I made that I will send to you. Not gonna tell you what it is, but it is a themed playlist. So, yeah, send me a mix. I'll send you a mix. Thank you so much. Um, sh you know where to send it, but just don't put the address in the chat or I'll have to block you. Um, there's been a bit of news and talk and scandal in the violent community in the past couple of days concerning streaming. Um, a popular streaming program has been, Rachel the Music Man, and her music streams. Now, some people say his music streams, but all due respect, because I don't wanna judge anybody, um, she did, music streams every day and also did interviews with people in the violent community and also, did, like, responses to threads, responses to contests, things like that, and in the past few days, uh, her channel was taken down. Boom, gone, and, there's been a lot of talk as to why did it happen, and, the good thing is she's got a new channel, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but, um, I'm not gonna, lay any judgment upon Rachel because I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. So, what I heard, and this is a testimonial from 2 different people who were actually watching, her live stream, uh, according to the people that gave their testimonial, she and whoever was on her show with her were making some very explicit sexual jokes. Um, and, uh, it just kept on being repeated and repeated, and then all of a sudden, boom, screen went black, channel got deleted, all the content got deleted, which is a shame because there was some really good shit on that channel. So, very sorry to hear that. Um, so then all of a sudden today, there's a new channel that I found called Rachel's Ghost. So if you were a fan of Rachel's streams, and Rachel the Music Man, check out the channel called Rachel's Ghost because that's Rachel. And I have a feeling that the same quality programming that was on Rachel the Music Man's streams will be on your very screen as well. Uh, I subscribed to her channel, and I tried to check out the streams when I could, and you know, just not my cup of tea. A lot of times when I tuned in, they weren't talking about music; they were talking about other things. Uh, and I don't care to expand on that. So it's just that for me, Rachel's streams just did not entertain me as much as they entertain other people. If you dig Rachel's streams, hey, that's cool. And let's see. Oh, we've got another testimonial here. It started with a user with an explicit image. Let's see here. She pulled it up not knowing what it were. Sadly, it was on there for a moment, and yes, some jokes about the female organ were made, and then boom, down. Now, Zeb, did you actually see this, or did you hear about it? That's what I wanna know, because, Rachel has one video up, and she tells her side of the situation. Um she pretty much said the same thing that somebody had wanted to be, "Oh, you were on the stream. Good. I'm glad." So this adds some weight to Rachel's uh, testimonial as to what happened. So I guess somebody wanted to get onto her show And Zeb, you don't have crap English. Everything is understandable. Appreciate you. Um, so somebody wanted to come onto the screen. She let them on kind of reluctantly, and they showed some explicit pictures. So she got them off of the screen. Then somebody else came on. She doesn't know whether it was the same person under a different name or whether it was a different person, but they did something explicit as well, and there's a possibility that somebody was out to get her or get her in trouble. They complained to apparently they may have complained to YouTube, and that's why the channel was taken down. So I make no judgments because a lot of people do enjoy Rachel's programming. And I've enjoyed some of her videos. I'm just not a big fan of her live streams. That's all. It's not for everybody, but that's cool. But thank you for the information, Zeb. I appreciate that. So other people are going to be doing streams, but the best thing about these streams is that you don't have to watch them live. You can watch them after the fact. I love Grown Man Record Night. Mikey Bananas and the crew, they're great. They go off on a lot of tangents too, but they do a lot of talking about music, about records, and uh, I dig him a lot. And so I don't always watch the show live. Sometimes I tune in and watch that. Let's see. And yeah, Zeb says there's a couple of different theories about who it might have been, about who does it. Yeah, and you know what? Somebody put up a little video, and of course they didn't show their face, and they were kind of like laughing and making fun of it and saying, "Ha ha! Well, she got hers. Now she's off the air. She's canceled." So come on, don't be like that, people. It's all about music. Let's enjoy some music. And people wanted me to do a live stream last Saturday, but I couldn't because I was doing a live DJ gig. I hosted a Kentucky Derby party, and I had my digital set up. And when I do my digital setup, when I do my live DJ thing, I have a backup. The main thing I have is my computer. Okay, and then if something goes bad with the computer, I always have an iPod ready. And if something goes wrong with the iPod, I've got my phone and a little dongle that will uh, bring out analog audio. And that's what happened because I didn't power up everything properly. I only had just a little USB power supply for my computer. And after about 2.5 hours, my computer said, this ain't doing it. My battery's about to die. So, oh, I switched over to the iPod and went in there. And I had not had the foresight to completely charge this. I thought it was charged up. After about 4 songs, that battery went in the red. So, for the rest of the evening, I DJ'd an entire party off of my phone. It was wild. So that was a lot of fun. So make sure you got yourself powered up. Make sure you have backups and backups of your backups. Yeesh. So, um, and I appreciate everybody's comments in the chat room. Yeah, it is too bad everybody can can't play nice in the VC, but if we just keep up on the positive tip, things will get better. And speaking of the iPod, there was a big news story this week that the iPod, the end of an era, the iPod is gone. They discontinued the iPod Touch, which basically the iPod Touch was like an iPhone without the capability of doing uh, without the capability of actually making a cellular phone call. It had Wi-Fi, um, and it had all the guts of an iPhone without the cellular stuff. So basically, it was just a crippled iPhone. For me, when they canceled the iPod Classic a few years ago, that was it. That was the end of the line. That was when I was very, very sad about, that stuff. And, yeah, DJ Trish, she DJs with actual CDs, and I used to do that too. But, I got about 33,000 songs in my library, and I find it easy to do, stuff, on the computer, um, and this way I have a lot less stuff to carry. But very cool for you. I do keep a portable CD player in my backpack just in case somebody brings a CD and they have to play it there at the party. That's another one of my backups. But uh, what I did is when I had my last uh, iPod, it was a 120 gig. I actually opened the thing up and retrofitted it with a solid state drive, and I had, like, a 256 gigabytes of stuff on my iPod. It kicked ass. Oh god, I miss the iPod. I mean, yeah, I love the iPhone and everything else, but I just love having this thing. I used it in my car. I used it at work. For a long time, when I did work in an office, they didn't allow us cell phones on the job, so I had my iPod there and my headphones all the time. So goodbye, iPod. It's been great knowing you. And yes, I will be talking about the Zappa thing in just a little bit. Let's see. And hello, everybody, and thanks for coming on. It's good to see you. All right, and here's an interesting question. Let me check this out. It says, have you ever done a Frank Zappa worst to best? I can't remember if you've ever done one. And oh, you're in Norway. Coolness. So my brain is only partially on. Um, The only thing ranking Frank Zappa records that I've ever done is I did a top 15 Zappa albums as rated by people on YouTube. What I did is I watched about 15 or so different Frank Zappa rating videos, and what I did is I wrote down all of those and tallied them based on the strength of their showing in each of the top 10 lists. And I ended up making a top 15 list, and I showed all those. I have not done a ranking myself because it's really hard for me to do that. Um, I did a video of the XTC albums, best to worst, because, there's only 10 or 13 of them, and that's easy to do. But Zappa's got over 100 albums, about 60 albums in the time that he was alive. Doing a, worst to best rating as far as I'm concerned would be really, really difficult. So, I don't see that anytime in the near future, but it's not an impossibility. So, hello, Mooney the Looney. Good to see you. And hello, Rude Mood Dude Hamburg. How many records do I have? I have close to 5,000. It's definitely more than 4,000. It's coming in on 5,000. I only got about 1,300 of them listed on Discogs. But you know what? I got work to do. I got data entry to do. So, what was I going to talk about next? Oh yeah, the Frank Zappa thing. There's a new box set coming out. It's 6 CDs. It's called Eerie, or Frank Zappa Eerie, and it's 3 concerts that happened in the area of Erie, Pennsylvania. And one of those is the Edinburgh show, which has about 10 minutes of it on the Roxy and Elsewhere album. Let me pull that out here, right there. This is most likely my favorite Frank Zappa album of all time, I gotta say. Um, I got this, not soon after it came out. This came out in '74, and, man, what an album. I've listened to this damn thing so many times, and, of course, I have more than one copy of it. I've got so many CDs of this, it's ridiculous. But if you're a fan of this album and you don't have the Roxy Performances CD box set, you're missing out because listening to that box set gives you a big window as to how this was put together, how brilliant an editor Zappa was. Just totally amazing. But, yeah, one of the concerts is the Edinburgh concert on that. So there are 3 complete concerts along with a couple of bonus tracks from other shows, and, they announced this thing and, say and they only had it available on the Zappa online store, from Zappa.com, and it said limited edition on it. So, I am a I'm a hardcore Zappa collector. I gotta have everything. And especially the legitimate stuff, because that money goes right back into putting out more Zappa material. Uh, so when they said limited edition, I said, "How much is it? Shut up and take my money." And the price of this thing was like $158. Now, you take $158. Let's see here. $158 divided by 6 CDs. That's like $26.30 per CD. Now, when you add on the shipping and the tax, that came out to about $184.42. Divide that by 6, and that's $30.73 a CD. That's highway robbery. But it said limited edition, and I was getting a big fear of missing out, FOMO. So I bit the bullet and ordered that thing. Okay. And then a little later, some uh, news articles started coming out about how this thing was being made available. And then they said that a regular version of it is going to be made available for order as well. And I go and I look, and sure enough, they come out with one that costs about 15 bucks less, something like that. And it's not a limited edition anymore. It's got the same music, but it doesn't have this limited edition poster made by Fan Tunes. So, what is this Fan Tunes thing? I'll tell you what it is. It's a cartoon studio or an art studio that does graphics, and apparently, Amit Zappa likes them. So much, in fact, that he commissioned this thing, the Zappa Adult Coloring Book. This, I believe this is still available uh, in the Zappa online store. It's nothing but artist's rendering and, you know, fantasy type things all about Frank Zappa. Some of them kind of cool, some of them a little bit less cool. All of it interesting and all of it in black and white. Some of it seems to be based on real photographs, some of it not. Um, but, you know, all pretty much the same kind of style of stuff. So uh, I bought this simply because I was interested in it and thought, what the heck is this thing? Here's a nice full color image for you from the back. So yeah, that's the Zappa coloring book made by Fantunes. And on some of the more recent reissues, there's been Fantunes artwork and things like that. So I was not thrilled about the fact that I was gonna be paying extra for a poster made by Fantunes. I wasn't all that thrilled about the Hot Rat Sessions came with a board game about getting the stuff to the studio on time. Uh, I never opened up the game. I never played the game. I just got the CDs out and listened to those, rumpled and finished those, and the liner notes because the music and how the music was made. That's what I'm interested in. So yeah, I was pissed. So then, just a couple days ago, I got a email from Pop Market. Now, I think that this is for US only, but I also know that Universal Music, or UMG, UME, they do online sales throughout the world. They said, check out this new 6 CD Frank Zappa box that's coming out and free shipping in the US. And they're saying that it's like only like $115 and something like that. And I'm going, what? So I did the research and checked, and with the shipping, which is free, and the tax, it came out to be only $125.18 sent to my humble little Cleveland, Ohio home. It's a bit more uh, reasonable, 20 bucks per disc. Okay, it's a little high, but still, that's much better than paying 10 bucks more for every single disc. So, what I did is I found the confirmation email for my original order, emailed them, said, "Hey, is there any way that I can cancel this because I found this for much better price through a legitimate source, the actual distributor." And they said, "No problem." So they canceled that. They're going to send me my money back. I ordered it through Pop Market, and I may get it a few days later than the actual release date, but at least I'm going to get it as soon as they can. So, Old Shatterhand, good morning from Austria. Good morning, and good evening from Cleveland, Ohio. Good to see you. So that is the news on the Frank Zappa Erie box. Uh, check Amazon. If you've got a Prime membership, you should be able to get it for free shipping. Check Universal Music online. If you're in the United States, popmarket.com. And also, you may be able to get a 10% off coupon if you are not on their mailing list already. They'll give you a way to do that. So it's just me trying to help you get more Zappa music legitimately for less money. Oh, we've got another thing here. More questions about Zappa from Zeb. No problem. I love them. Thoughts on the Sinclair albums? Personally, I love them. Yes, even Francesco Zappa. And I do prefer them over his band albums. Wow, that's cool and very interesting. Um, I do like the Sinclair albums. Jazz from Hell is my favorite. Um, I like Feeding the Monkeys at May Maison. Um, what other? And you know what? It took me a while, but I do like Dance Me This. Um, and I'm still trying to get myself deeply into Civilization Phase 3. Civilization Phase 3 is such a multifaceted, uh, I mean, an onion has less layers than the Civilization Phase 3, but, it was something that Frank put a lot of work into, and I'm still trying to, uh, dissect and, absorb that album and, digest it. Zeb also is talking about, you paid, €55 for the Residence 9 CD Wormwood box set, a way better deal. Oh, I love the Residents myself. And on Record Store Day drop in June, which is I think like the third Saturday in June, there's going to be a two record Residents Unincorporated release coming out. I'm really excited about that. Um, After God in Three Persons, I kind of fell off the Residents bandwagon, but everything before then, I just love. All right, so it's 10:30. I'll be fielding more of your questions in a little bit, but I kind of teased this, and I was going to make a separate video about it, but this guy, there was another video. Chris from Dixieland Farm made it, and it was called "What is this doing in your collection?" You know, I just spent what 15, 20 minutes talking about Frank Zappa and the Residents, and here I'm holding up a Neil Diamond record. What's the deal with Neil Diamond? And what's that doing in your collection? Folks, I also have a Taylor Swift album in my collection. I got a Vicky Carr album in my collection. I've got Hino. Um, I've got almost 5,000 albums and I've listened to every damn one of them. So I like a lot of stuff. Sometimes I think I like too much music, and people have told me that to my face. You like too much music, Bill. Anyway, so let's talk about Neil Diamond a bit. Singer songwriter from the 60s. And there's three greatest hits albums from him. Lately, there's been like a two record set on Sony that was put out, which is like a career retrospective. But basically, he has made during his career, because he's retired now, three big hits albums. This is kind of like one that was released after the fact. Classics, the early years. Okay. And this has great songs on it. Back then, he was just a songwriter. He's the guy who wrote I'm a Believer for the Monkees. But all these songs, Kentucky Woman, Solitary Man, Cherry Cherry, You Got to Me, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon, which was also covered by Urge Overkill in the movie Pulp Fiction. Thank the Lord for the Nighttime. I'm a Believer. His Neil's version is not that great, but I Got the Feeling, Shiloh, The Boat That I Row, Red Red Wine, also covered by UB40. You know what? This is great stuff done in the 60s. And this was the first real legit release of a lot of the stereo versions of these. So uh, not bad. So back then, Neil Diamond was the shit, And then he started to get bigger, and he put out some good albums, like Velvet Gloves and Spit, Moods, Taproot Manuscript, Stones, Touching You, Touching Me, based on his big hit with Sweet Caroline. And here's the middle period. The 12 greatest hits came out. This is kind of like touted as the first Neil Diamond Hits album. And it's kind of like the middle period. So let's see. These songs, Sweet Caroline, everybody knows that song. Brother Loves Traveling Salvation Show, which is kind of like his workhorse. Shiloh, Holly Holy, Brooklyn Roads, Cracklin' Rosie, Play Me, Done Too Soon, great tune. Stones, Song Sung Blue, Suleiman, I Am I Said. But you know what? There's this thing about Neil Diamond, always just so damn serious. I don't know. I mean, you look at all these pictures of Neil Diamond, so damn serious. And wait a second. Let me grab Hot August Night. I know I've got it somewhere around here. Where is Hot August Night? I know I've got a copy. I'm getting closer. Here it is. Please. What the hell was he doing on the cover of Hot August Night? Okay. Is this? I'm not going to conjecture as to what this is because it might get me canceled like Rachel the Music Man. So this is a great live album as well. Neil Diamond, Hot August Night, and this was the first album that was released on MCA Records as we know it today. Bet you didn't know that, or maybe you did. I don't know. But yeah, he always had this serious, deep songwriter look to him. So then, after that career, uh, Neil Diamond was signed to Columbia Records. Yes, Columbia Records, CBS, and then later on Sony. Oh yes, there he is, relaxing. Neil's ready for you, and he's still ultra serious. He's even more serious back here on the back cover. But you know what? When he went to Columbia Records, he took himself way too seriously, in my opinion. The first thing that came out was a soundtrack for the movie Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and everything's all religious and sanctus and holy, holy, and this and that. This guy's Jewish and he's doing all this Catholic shit. I don't know what's going on. Uh, but he started doing these songs like Beautiful Noise. And oh, yeah, what about his performance in The Jazz Singer? Neil Diamond and oh, yeah, supporting actor Laurence Olivier, Sir Laurence Olivier. And, in that movie, Neil Diamond couldn't act his way out of a wet paper bag. Um, but yeah, these songs just didn't hit it with me as great songs. I mean, of all these songs, Beautiful Noise, Hello Again, couldn't stand it. Forever in Blue Jeans. Now that's a good pop tune. I like that. September Morn, terrible. Desiree, okay. You Don't Bring Me Flowers. It was on one of his albums, and then he redid it with Barbara Streisand, and it was a big, big middle of the road hit. America, once again off of The Jazz Singer. B, that was from Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Longfellow Serenade, if you know what I mean. That's not that bad of a song. Yesterday's songs and Love on the Rocks ain't no big surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Neil Diamond at that stage of his career was just taking himself way too seriously. But you know what? Can't shut him down because he did write some damn good songs. So that's my take on Neil Diamond. All right. Let's see. It's 10:38. I'm only going to take this up to the top of the hour, and really enjoying you folks walking this stuff. Uh, I like that, Zeb. Name one song for Neil Diamond by Weirdos, please. Okay. There's a song, I think it's off of the Velvet Gloves and Spit album called The Pot Song. I'll tell you what, hang out, I'll be right back. Okay. Haven't forgotten about you. I'm back. If I was just recording this, I would just edit all that shit out. But anyway, where is that song? The one song that weirdos might dig by Neil Diamond. Where is it? Here it is. Yep, from the album Velvet Gloves and Spit. There's something called the Pot Smokers song. It's a little weird, it's a little funny, but you know, you don't have to like Neil Diamond. So let me answer some questions because I see you guys just putting this stuff in here, and yeah, nothing. I'm not trying to diss Neil Diamond. It's just like he wrote a lot of great songs, and then just started taking himself way, way too seriously. All right, let's see. Uh, Zeb wants to know, is there any love for Gentle Giant? Oh, baby, yes. I love Gentle Giant. As a matter of fact, all right, it's right up there. Hang on a second, I'll get it. Ah, there it is. Hiya, gang. Hiya, 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 hiya. Oh, there it is. The Gentle Giant Unburied Treasure boxed set. This mofo is heavy. It's out of print. There's about, what, 60 CDs in here. All sorts of unreleased live things in every single album. This is wonderful. So let me open it up a little bit. Oh, yes, and the box farts for you too. Let's see. There's a big book in here. All this stuff. It's got backstage passes. It's got let's see, what is this? Some other stuff about Gentle Giant. I made a little list of their albums. It's got a poster. It's got a face mask thing. It's got another poster. It's got a live program. And then it's got a book which annotates the entire history of the lovely band Gentle Giant. Yeah. And it's just got so many CDs in here. There's even a Blu-ray of the first album. I think that's this right here. Very first Gentle Giant album. This is a Blu-ray disc. Has it remixed by Steven Wilson. I love the surround mixes that Steven Wilson did of the Gentle Giant stuff, especially Power and the Glory. Wow, what a good job he did on that. So yeah, I do dig me some Gentle Giant. Love me some Gentle Giant. One of the best prog bands ever. Oh, let me put this back together. Gentle Giant. Gotta put this back. Am I doing it right? It's got to be put together just the right way. There it is, Gentle Giant, Unburied Treasure, the big effing box. Oh, got to take a drink after that one. Hello to anybody who's just dropping in. I'll be going to the top of the hour, talking about music and stuff like that. Okay, here is a serious question. What is your favorite Prince album? Difficult question. Wow. I do love Sign of the Times a lot. Um, you know, a sleeper Prince album, and Prince fans will back me up on this, is Batman. Word has it, he threw that album together at the last minute, and it's great all the way through. The first Prince album I listened to was Controversy, and when 1999 came out, um, I just went nuts over that. Man, favorite Prince album. Let me check here. Oh man, difficult question. Da, 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 da. I really do like Sign of the Times. I love the Black Album, even though it was only limitedly released to the public. Um, what else? Um, let's see. Man, I'm gonna have to think about that. But just off the top of my head, Sign of the Times is probably my favorite Prince album. I'm really still kicking myself for not buying the big ass boxed set of Sign of the Times when it came out. Um, I got to hear some of the stuff off of that is just amazing. And the fact that almost every single that he released, he had a B-side for, and all the B-sides were good, just like XTC. XTC put out B-sides for just about every single they released, and those songs were just as good as their as the songs on the album. Uh, definitely. Um, let's see, what else is going on here? More questions do we have? Let's see. Oh, film that, as I said earlier, and hello to you in Australia. Recently watched Jonathan Livingston Seagull. The Neil Diamond soundtrack was the best thing about it. Nice, very, very nice. Uh, what other stuff is going on lately? Um, if you tuned into the auction a couple of weeks ago, all those packages went out like the next couple of days after that. And as far as I can tell, I keep on checking the tracking every few days ago. Um, everybody has received their stuff, and I've gotten no words of disappointment from anybody. So very cool about that. Um, let's see. DJ Trish wants to know if I am into Michael Franti and Spearhead. Not really. I know I have heard some of that stuff, but what I've heard really hasn't hit me over the head. You'd be surprised at some of the artists that I do not enjoy, and maybe someday I'll do a big program about that. Just got another one here. Let's see. Oh yes, Big Smokin' Nick. Good, you got your records. Awesome, awesome. Um, why did I sell some stuff? Well, it actually wasn't my stuff. A friend of mine who used to be in the record business, and then got out of the record business in the '80s. He sold most of his record collection back in the '80s, and um, he never went back into collecting records. He's deeply into CDs and digital music, and he's happy with it. Then, after he left the music business, he started working in the grocery business and worked there for many years, and just retired. And then he was uh, moving a whole bunch of stuff because he moved from one city to another, and he found 2 crates of albums that he forgot about totally that he had, and he didn't know how to get rid of them, so he called me up since him and I were friends, and he said, would you be interested in these albums? Would you look over them?" So thought, well, maybe I'll buy them off you for a couple $100. And then when he showed me the records, it's like, oh, there's too much good stuff in here for me to just offer you a little bit of money. So he said, well, I'll tell you what, take them home and figure out what to do with them. And then if you make some money off of them, you can write me a check and I'll take care of you. So uh, we did the auction 2 weeks ago, and sent the stuff out, and I'm glad that everybody's happy with their packages because all the records were in great condition. Even sold one to Mr. Hall of Fame, a l- legacy vinyl community member, and he was happy with his uh, purchase as well. Good, Kevin. I'm glad you finally got yours. That Glass Harp album, I think, skipped back and forth across the country. It had a whole travelogue before it actually got to you. So very happy that you got that. And here's another question. So anyway, to make a long story short, Woody, um, I sold them because I was getting rid of them for a friend, and then I still had a whole big box of records left. I took those to a new used record store in Cleveland that well, I thought it was new. They've been in business for about 3 years, but he didn't have that big of a stock. I took the box of records in, and he offered me a good price for it. So I'm taking that money and I'm forwarding it to my friend, who is very happy that I did that for him. So that's the story of why I sold stuff. I may do another auction someday because I've got like double records that I have doubles of, and I don't want to keep all the copies in my collection. So that's why. Now another question from Film Nut. Love the questions. Let's see. Do you have any Wendy Carlos albums? Why, yes. Um, I don't have any LPs that say Wendy Carlos on them, but I do have the majority of the Walter Carlos albums before Walter became Wendy. And you know what? They're within arm's reach. Hang on a second, I'll grab them. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see. Caravan? Caravan? Ah! Here we go. Right next to Larry Carlton. Let's see. Well, we've got the original Switched on Bach. We've got Switched on Bach 2. We've got Walter Carlos's Clockwork Orange. I also have the soundtrack album, The Clockwork Orange, in my uh, soundtracks. And I've got Sonic Seasonings, which is original compositions by Wendy. 4 sidelong compositions, very cool uh, ambient stuff, uh, really nice stuff. And also the well-tempered synthesizer. I've got that as well. So those are all of my Wendy Carlos albums in a nutshell. More questions, more questions. What about doing a worst to best Gentle Giant? Ooh, that might not be too hard to do. That's a possibility for the future. And let's see. Did I pick up the UHQR of Are You Experienced? As a matter of fact, I did. Yeah. I I I don't flaunt these, but this I felt was so important I had to have it. And yeah, the sound quality is amazing. I listened to it about 3 times, already, and I may go back. I wanna go back and listen to, My Kind of Blue again. That's the only other, ultra high quality record I got, is Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. Let's see. More questions, more questions. Da-da-da-da. Oh, you got the, Are You Experienced as well? Awesome. Yeah, I know that, the next one they're gonna do, from what I've heard, is, Jethro Tull's Stand Up album, which, I have an old copy of. I don't have a UK press of it. I have an American press of it. And, yeah, everybody talks about those Pink Island records that came out, and all those early Jethro Tull albums came out in the UK on the Island label with the pink label record. Uh Let's see. Do you have a favorite Vangelis album? What film that you're hitting all the good ones here. I got a bunch of Vangelis as well. Heaven and Hell's good. I like that one a lot. Albedo 0.39, Spiral, all great records. I listened to the See You Later album a couple weeks ago because I'd remembered that one. I've got Opera Sauvage. I've got Chariots of Fire. I've got Boborg is a weird one, man. That's just like one long piece of music. Here, I think I've got it right here. Hold on. Vangelis. Yeah, this is a not a common Vangelis album from what I've seen. Um, there's the gatefold in the back of it, and yeah, this is like part 1 and part 2. This is some cool stuff, and I've also got the Aphrodite's Child album 666. I I I do dig Vangelis. More questions as we go up to the top of the hour and the end of this show. Do you like Santana? And if so, what is your favorite album? Asked DJ Trish. Yes, I've liked Santana since the very beginning. Um, love Abraxas. Um, I love the first album. I like the Amigos album a lot. Caravanserai is one of my favorite albums, period. Not just a great Santana album, but that album was so unlike any other Santana album that it kind of like has its own category. And the old Santana lineup got back together and made an album called Santana 4 just a few years ago. Really good stuff. It's worth checking out. Uh, yes, Blake, I do like Tool. They're not my favorite band, but I dig them a lot, and I really think that their albums are way overpriced. All right, here's another one. Woody B says, "Ever heard of the Sheepdogs? They're a Canadian Southern rock band. You should check them out." No, completely foreign to me. Never heard of the Sheepdogs. And oh, okay. So DJ Trish, you have heard of Santana 4. That's awesome. And let's see. This is fantastic. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I may do this again next week. If people have questions or have a specific artist or subject that you want me to get into, I'll be more than happy to entertain that stuff. And I can let me give you an email address, boxofsound@mail.com. Um, let me make a banner of it for you so I can put it on the screen here. Let's see. Where create a banner. Let's see. Okay, if you've got a legitimate uh a legitimate question or a legitimate thing that you'd like me to do on the show, go ahead and send it to boxofsound@mail.com. Please don't put me on any mailing lists, stuff like that. Just send me the legitimate questions, and I will entertain these things. That's how to get a hold of me concerning this streaming show. Uh, so let me go back to the comments, see if I got anything else here. Looking forward to a new stream next week. Yes, Zeb, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, DJ Trish, Blake, Woody B, Filmnut 79, Woody B, Old Shatterhand, Kevin, uh, let's see, Big Smokin' Nick. Who else was up here in this hizzy? Da-da-da-da. That's about everybody. Mooney the Looney, Philosophical Sounds. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not see this. It just zoomed by me. Let's read it. My wedding DJ many years ago screwed up the first dance because our first song was on his hard drive and it was a bad file, so it stopped halfway while we were on the dance floor. He had no backup. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. I've been to many a wedding where the DJ screwed up, and I think the last wedding that I was at, the DJ mispronounced the bride's first name. Come on. How hard is that to just learn the names of the people in the wedding? Oy vey. All right. Well, listen, if you like what you've seen and you don't already subscribe to my channel, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you. Um, I may do this again next week. I may not. It depends. Things are always changing here and there, and I may even do a regular old video. But it seems as though a lot of people are going into this live stream thing, and I'm going to try and make it better. Hopefully, the audio is nice enough for you. If I can find a way to improve it, and I may even have guests on the show in the future. So, I wanna thank everybody who, tuned in tonight. If you caught this in the middle and you wanna see the whole show, of course, I'm gonna keep it up on my channel, for you. So, I had a great time. I hope you did too. Thank you for watching my streaming show. Everybody, have a good night, have a good week, uh, be nice to each other. Now, go listen to some music for heaven's sake. Catch you later. Good night. Bye-bye.